Kia ora te iwi, welcome back to Under The Whāriki. I am Tahu.
And I'm Anatola.
And today we have an awesome topic, which is being Indigenous and religious. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, an even cooler guest, the love of my life. Yeah. If you didn't know, this is my fiance, Chaeli Manuel. Kia ora, Chaeli. Could you give us a quick, who you are, quick whakapapa, quick konongas to wherever you're from?
Tēnā tātou e te whānau, ko Chaeli Manuel tōku ingoa. Engari ka karangahia ko Chai, so I'd rather go by Chai than Chaeli. Yeah. He ori tēnei, nō te taira whiti, nō ngā puhi, nō Ngāti Whātua ki ora kei. Anō hoki nō ngā rekereke o te awa tupua Wanganui, nō ngā wairiki Ngāti Apa anō hoki. Engari i tupua ki te pā o rātana. So, yeah, I'm from everywhere.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it. I feel really lucky. I'm in between two lovers. I'm here for it. And I'm so excited that you're here so that you can help me gang up on top of you. Yeah, we got each other. Okay, so to warm up the space for us, we do a little game called Yeah, Nah, or Nah, Yeah. Okay. And we usually have a statement, but I literally have 2 words for us.
Okay.
Oh,
2 words.
okay.
2 words, okay? When they go together.
And you
anyway,
have to
besides the
decide
point.
what you are.
Yeah. So you're either a yeah, nah, or nah, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this one people are very committed to their answer.
Okay.
Tomato sauce. Yeah, nah, or nah, yeah.
Nah, yeah.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah.
On everything?
On everything.
Yes.
On everything.
And I'm currently
accompanied
sponsored
by
by
mayo,
Maori,
though.
Oh, okay.
So legally,
yes.
But what is tomato sauce?
We
is the
love
best tomato
Whaties.
sauce.
I love you, Whaties. I'll take you everywhere. Right.
No,
So
but actual
do you
tomato
have it
sauce.
on everything?
Everything.
Right. Is there anything that you won't have it on?
Nothing.
Right.
Oh, there's practical ones like fruit and stuff like that.
Nah,
But yeah, even in my Whaties video, I ate it from an apple.
I saw that on your Instagram you do kina and lollies.
Yeah.
Would you have it on kina?
No.
Please do not encourage
I would try it though. Yeah, I would try
do it. And then he can Whaties.
Yeah.
He will eat anything.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love
ask him
it.
to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even eat kina, and I was like, this looks mean.
The kina one was like a joke.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so I was at the time planting real stupid things like kina and chocolate, kina and lollies, and people were sending me back videos like, wow, this is all good, eh? Yeah, and I was like, what? Yeah,
You idiots.
Have you actually liked any of them?
None.
None.
I'd rather
This is
just
we'll
kina.
film the video and then he'll be like, video stops.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
And you're
Don't
like,
believe everything you see online, kids.
no, it's all fake.
Yeah, everything.
Besides
literally.
loving Whaties.
Loving what?
Yeah.
Loving tomato sauce.
So you're everything as well.
I'm not I'm more of a mayo on everything than a tomato sauce on everything. But I love tomato sauce as well.
Is it Whaties or is it you don't mind?
See, I grew up not being able to afford what I eat.
Right, no, that's real.
So I'd actually prefer budget tomato sauce.
Right.
Yeah.
Budget tomato sauce reminds me of rugby game sauce.
Yeah, on your your sausages.
Sausages are with the margin, not butter.
Yeah. My we like to call it the balangi tomato sauce.
Nice. What is your guys' tomato sauce?
No, it's just Whaties is so elite. And anytime, the healthy tomato sauce.
Right.
We always call it anyway.
The light tomato sauce.
Yeah, we call it the balangi tomato sauce. We're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Where is my budget brand? Where's my Pam's?
And you put, what type of mayo do you have?
Best foods
Oh,
always.
period. Absolutely.
Which is way more expensive than tomato sauce.
But I will say, if shit's hard and I can't get a Best Foods, then a Pam's is actually quite
It's
nice.
all good, right? You're just happy with the mayo.
I don't fuck with either.
Oh, who does? It's the balangi mayo. Balangi mayo.
It's that keha mayo.
Actually,
Yeah, variations for sure. I love it.
Well, moving on from there, you get to now ask us. We have this part of the show where we're pretty competitive about. You'll ask us a few questions, and whoever gets them right, there's a punishment. You have no, there's no punishment. But there is a competition. So you ask us a few questions.
Loses.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
About your kaupapa today, which is being Indigenous and religious, not te Māori sauce, Tiwi.
Yeah. We'll reach into the serious part.
Yeah.
Okay. What percentage of New Zealanders have no religious affiliation?
Oh.
That is a good question.
What
What percentage?
No religious affiliation, like they're not affiliated, or like they don't know people that are affiliated.
They're not affiliated.
I'm gonna go.
Look, don't ask me any more questions. Just answer the one that I've given you.
Yeah, got you.
18%.
60%.
Mm.
Big
went the
difference.
other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the closest.
Yes.
What is it?
It's 48.
Wow.
And not affiliated
Yeah.
religiously.
Have no religious affiliations.
Right.
Interesting. I really struggle believing like no one like there are people that don't believe in anything.
Yeah, I
Do you know
think
what I
they
mean?
don't
I'm like,
class religion around belief.
Right.
Yeah, because I could
right.
imagine like an auntie who whakapapas to like atua Maori who just would
They
read
wouldn't say
that
they're
and be like,
religious.
"No, I'm not
Right.
religious."
Yeah.
Right. Sorry,
But she's
I'm
still believing.
keyword religious.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it into like beliefs. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Got you.
There was a big study. This fella, I don't know who his name is anymore, but he talked about everything being a religion.
Yeah.
So like praying or praising your phone and things like that. Like those
Yeah.
are true religions. Like social media is a religion at the moment
Yeah.
because that's your source of like where you go
Your
to.
connection.
Yeah, where you go to connect.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But then everything's religion, and then
It gets. Yeah.
I don't relate.
Yeah,
no.
can't
I'm that guy that
relate.
I'm
pretends
actually not
like-
religious either, but I'm
Yeah.
like to think like I was thinking like if nobody thinks of it, like believes in anything, I'm like I was thinking that. But yeah, anyway.
60%.
Am I,
48%.
You're right.
am I reading all of them?
1-0.
Okay.
Just making it clear.
1-0.
What percentage of people in New Zealand identified as Indigenous Maori for the religious affiliation? Which includes, in brackets, Maori Christianity, Ratana, Ringatu, Paimari, etc.
Ooh. What percentage? Okay.
So quiet.
I'm not sure if this is right. I feel like it's going to be more than my answer.
Honestly, we already know I suck at these number games, so 32%.
Oh, then I might be alright. 37%.
Oh, you said so far away,
Is that way more?
but Toll is the closest.
Oh, way less.
Like super less.
Why?
1.3%.
Oh, that's
That's
way,
wrong.
way.
Yeah, that's a bit
That's
off.
wrong, is what that is.
That
Yeah,
sounds
way wrong.
not right.
There's like 3,000 Māori.
Is there?
150,000 people. What's that? 1,500's 1%. How many Māori are there?
I think it's like
Can't be 1%.
Yeah, no, that
300,000.
The whole coast is Ringatu. Whole of Tainui is Paimari.
Yeah.
where was it sourced?
Yeah, sounds very.
Again, we're saying it.
However, 1-1. Yeah.
Making it clear.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. From the 2018 census, how many different religions were represented?
Say that again.
Oh, from the last census.
From the 2018 census, how many different religions were represented?
How many freaking religions are there?
There's a lot of Indian
There is
here,
a
eh?
lot.
And Indians have like 1,000 religions
got
within
so
them.
many.
Yeah.
I'm trying
I'm
to
gonna
count
go
on my
high.
hand like I know. like, I'd like this. I'm just going to chuck out a number, eh?
Me too.
like, Just chuck out a number.
I mean, you've been doing that.
Every episode.
405 different religions.
I said 30.
Oh,
You
what?
have to go so extreme.
No, because then they're not even. They're not. This is people not even listening to what they're saying. They're like saying like, "I'm this their specialty religion," and they'll be like, "Oh, Hindu." Like that's what that survey is doing.
Yeah.
157.
Oh.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
close up.
Yeah. 2-1. Yeah.
All right. last question.
Let's
Oh
do it.
no, I need a tiebreaker.
Yeah. In the 2018 census, how many people identified with Ratana?
Oh,
Which I'm actually quite surprised at this answer.
Oh,
too.
okay. So it's a percentage, right? You said?
Yeah. No.
How many
Oh,
people?
how many people? I got you. Okay.
Do I stick with what I just said? There's just so much more to who I reckon. And a lot of people I meet, like, bring it up later, and I'm like, how are you Māori? And then they were like, yeah, well, whānau's always been Māori. And I've met 5 whānau like that, so there's definitely 5.
I'm marrying into one, so there's definitely...
Yeah. So I know
You're the
6.
only Moru I've ever met.
Really?
Yeah, I've just kind of heard about it, so I honestly don't know.
Might be way more than this.
Look here, you two.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm
Oh,
ready.
I have no idea.
30,000! Yes, I win 3,000.
Oh,
She won.
oh,
There
You-
better
babe,
be
you're just
30,000
gonna
people
say
at this
that
Rātana.
you know
There's the
so
25th
many.
next
Wait.
week. I better see 30,000 of you pricks there.
It's actually... it's actually... 43,821.
See?
Wow.
See, Tahu, you just don't pay attention, eh? Oh, wow. So wait, 40.
I'm probably thinking
42.
true believers.
43,821.
People that don't just say
Oh,
they
no.
are. No, I need true believers.
He's like, stop this.
Nah, too
No,
much.
no.
Yeah.
Even I'm surprised at that number.
Me
Yeah.
too.
That's a lot of people. And I don't think you really realise how many people it is until you see a number like that.
Do you experience people like outside of your whānau who are Moru? Like, do you meet many people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like the number itself,
Yeah, like
eh?
you just don't realise that.
How many Māori are there?
Oh,
million?
no, we're not going to, no. That's what we're not going to do.
Trying to justify
Yeah,
himself,
he's
eh?
just trying to get another
See, I
point.
know.
Yeah. 3-1. Way to go.
I know, it's fine. It's okay.
I told you I had you.
He's so perfect.
Okay.
I love it.
That's 17% of Māori. Māori.
No, there's 17%.
Of the population. Sorry. Okay.
Wow.
So break it down real quick. 5 million people. Around a
Oh.
million people. Around a million people are Māori.
Wow.
And
We need to up that.
40,000 of
Come on,
them.
start having some
Yeah.
more babies. Chat, you need 10. Come on, let's do it. Okay, so explain to us.
Yeah.
What is Moruhu? What is this faith? And for someone who doesn't know much, like what does this look like for people?
So, the Rātana faith, they identify as Morehu. So, no one would ever say, I'm a Rātana,
Right.
unless you're actually direct descended from
Rātana.
Rātana.
Right.
But Morehu just basically means like follower or believer, pretty much.
The old word of Morehu was a survivor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like the last one standing.
I love it.
So basically, 1918, on the 8th of November, 2:00 in the afternoon,
Nice.
Tahu puts together in Rātana.
His name's Tahu too.
Yeah,
Yeah. This makes sense.
so aligned.
Yeah.
No, Tahu puts together in Rātana, he had a vision. At the time, I think it might have been World War One, and his son was also very ill, like on his deathbed. He was just outside on his veranda, going for a breather, just needed to process everything that was happening around him. And he could see a big cloud coming towards him, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And he just kept his eye on this cloud, and it spoke to him. Basically, it said, I'm the Holy Spirit. I've traveled the world, and it seems like everyone has forgotten who I am. So pretty much, your job is to reunite people under the one true God,
Right.
pretty much, in a nutshell. And he was just like so baffled, went inside, told his wife, and she thought he was going cuckoo. She came out, didn't see no cloud or anything. She was just like yelling out into nothing. Like, if you're real, prove it,
Right.
pretty much. And then went back inside 3 days later, on the 11th day of the 11th month, at the 11th hour, the bells rang to end World War One.
Wow.
Yeah. Armistice Day, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yep. And then their son was healed.
Wow.
Yeah. So that became like the real turning point where Ratana was like, yep, this is my mission and this is what we're going to do. And then they made like a whole collective decision as a whānau. This is what we're going to do. This is us now.
This is who we are.
Whatever we did before this doesn't matter. This is the path we're going to take and this is how we're going to do it.
Right. Did had Ratana and his whānau heard of God before? Like the idea of God before?
I think they may have heard. This is just me speculating. They may have heard, but they weren't like churchgoers, like full believers.
Weren't practicing anything.
As far as I'm concerned, I think he was just a farmer looking after his koros
Right.
farm, pretty much. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's good to remember that this was all in Māori, eh?
Yep.
The Wairua Tapu visited him and spoke.
Visited him and
Right,
spoke
right,
to him
right.
in a language, the only language that he understood.
knew.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to recite it in case.
No need to
I'm
recite.
like, the next question better not be to recite.
Yeah. No, I love hearing about this stuff because I feel like I feel like a lot of the time when people talk about each other's faith, there's this like kind of need for people to be defensive, to be like, oh, I don't believe in that. But I think it's just nice to hear how people see the world and view the world and like how they exist in it, right? And like it's a beautiful thing to be able to share that. If it's a big part of who you are, like that's amazing. Do you introduce yourself as Moruhu?
Yep, everywhere I go. I always open up with a whakamomoti everywhere I go.
Right.
And it's like, as soon as people hear the words, Matutama, Wairua Tapu Miani Puno, they like, oh yeah, you're Moruhu.
Yeah.
Already I know where you are. I know where you're from.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah, they say like I instead of amine. Like I
Which
to
is
agree.
pretty much just a shorter version of Amine.
Right.
Yeah, we're just still weird. Switch it up and be like,
Yeah.
different.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
Do you find that being Maori and has there been any conflict where your faith and being Maori have kind of like been at conflict with one another?
Yeah, heaps.
Yeah.
Like when I got my kauai.
Right.
Yeah. So in like my faith, I don't want to call it a religion.
Yeah. I like faith
But in
too.
my faith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you won't see very many people with moko.
Right.
Yeah, like moko kanohia specifically I'm talking about. And it's because during Ratana, like during his time, at the time there was like a lot of tohunga / matakite who were doing like a lot of bad things with their gift, like makatu, and not nice
makatu?
ones. It's like, I don't want to say it, but it's like the closest Pākehā word that I can. It's curse.
Yeah.
Curse.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
Or like bad voodoo.
right.
Black magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they were performing a lot of those in Arohe at the time, which is why Ratana was so staunch in making sure what he was doing was good and all right. So because of that, a lot of Māori walked away from moko, from atua Māori, from karakia Māori, but which confused me a whole lot because like everything in the Ratana faith is Māori.
Māori.
Yeah. But I think when I got my kauai, I forgot that I was Māori. Like when I was getting my kauai, a lot of people forget that you're Māori first and then you're morihu when I'm morihu. So, like, I don't know how to explain it in a way that you'll be able to understand.
No, you just
But
explain
it's
it what feels natural. Yeah.
Half of me was like, I can't do this because, like, what's going to happen when an apostol sees me, or like an apostle, our priest, sees me and I've got a kauai, and then, like, is he going to look at me funny? Like, how are people in my little pa gonna be towards me? But then the other part is like, well, I'm Māori too, I deserve this, I can get this.
Right.
Yeah, he toto Māori oku, like, I can still be Māori and morihu at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think, like, when you're morihu, you actually forget that you're Māori too. A lot of people, I find that a lot in our faith. Yeah, I'm gonna say it.
Say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's so stuck on what Taupō Te Were Muratana did that sometimes you're like pushing away from what he actually wanted and what his vision actually was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you think a lot of people who are morihu, like, have a conflict with being Māori and morihu at the same, like?
Yeah.
Right.
Because, like, one half is like, no karakia Māori, no atua Māori, and then the other half is like, but I'm still Māori. Like, I still haka, I still mō I still do everything else that's Māori. Why can't I get a moko that's Māori?
Absolutely, yeah.
I think the thing that is hard for someone who didn't grow up religious about it is that, like, how, you know, everything's said in Māori, your guys' books written in Māori, your guys' waiata are Māori, but the narratives are still Pākehā.
Yep.
Like the Holy Spirit, that's not a thing in Māori. And in old Māori, and I'm not taking away from any hāhi that talk about the matua, the tama, wairua tapu, but those are Pākehā narratives that were given to us by a Pākehā book.
Right.
And a book that has hurt our people so badly, and still to this day, we still live through the trauma of that book. And I think that's where, even from the outside, being a Māori, it's really easy to place fast judgment on Māori religions, especially for me, because before I knew Che, and before I knew what their world looked like growing up, I just thought all Māori religions were the dumbest thing in the world.
Right.
Because I was like, why are you still following a Pākehā narrative? You guys are all talking about decolonisation, but you're doing the most colonised thing. That's exactly how they colonised this land, was through the Bible.
I think, like, for me, I'm just gonna, like, dabble on this kōrero. Māori have an atua for everything. Whereas ihoa is all of those atua put in one for me. That's how I see it anyway. That's how me and my whānau see it. It's like when they're going out for a dive, they'll do a karakia to tangaroa, whereas my karakia will be to ihoa because it's tangaroa, and then it's papatuanuku, and then it's tawhiri mātia all in one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really difficult to kind of grasp that for me.
Yeah.
Because there's no one leading. I growing up, I didn't grow up religious, so it's really, really difficult for me to kind of place all this emphasis on a one guiding light.
Yeah.
That is the ultimate over everything. And a key thing, I think, for religious and being Indigenous, the difference between Māori and Pākehā religion, the key difference is that Pākehā religion, the world and everything is made for them, is made for man, where man's the ruler.
Yeah.
And they follow God. But in Māori religion, the man's made to look after the taiao.
Yeah.
That's the key difference.
Yeah.
Is that we don't put ourselves above the taiao, where in Pākehā religion, the man is the, humankind is the reason of this existence.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult for me when I hear, like, just any type of teachings and stuff from her faith, and even because her dad's a apostol, So me and him are always, they're welcoming to debate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they love, because it's not about them trying to make me Māori who.
No,
which
Even
is,
though they're secretly
Yeah, come on.
they would love me to be. They would, yeah.
One day struck them.
Yeah, and I'd never takahi on the mana of Māori who, but I have no problem also saying to them, like, that doesn't fit with me.
Right.
And even like their kapaka group, so they've got a kapaka group, and Che's one of the performers for them, and they all ask if I'm ever gonna perform, come down and perform, and I said there will never be a day I can never stand with you, because your guys' message is God.
Right.
Yeah, and that's not a message I believe in.
Doesn't align with who you are. You know, if you guys ever have kids.
Yeah, this is a
What
good.
would this look like? Where, like, obviously you both like love each other and exist in this beautiful like partnership.
That's so weird.
And that's amazing. But like, if you have kids, what does that look like raising them? Will you raise them with both these ideas, or will you want to have one stream, or is it just allow them to figure it out?
I've made it real clear that like I don't like ever pushing narratives on kids that are telling them what's right or wrong. Like it was like Nat's talk yesterday, being the shepherd.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so I'll always make, like, you know, Che's whānau will breed their morihu-tanga into them anyway. So they're gonna be morihu no matter what, because they're born morihu.
Yeah.
And that's fine for me, because I'll always be there to offer them a different perspective.
Absolutely.
And just say, well, this is the way I see the world. You choose how you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's beautiful. Do you feel the same way?
I want to say yes, but no.
Yeah.
No, and we've had this argument.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it an argument.
Yeah, call it whatever you want to call it.
Because it comes back to names. Everyone out there is named a morihu name.
Nah, they're not. They're not. See?
Well,
There
I
he
know
goes.
if her parents
Thinking he
go-
knows. Anyway,
Yeah, you go, Che.
in my perfect world,
Yeah.
I would love for my babies to be what we call iri or baptized.
Right.
Yeah. And I think, like, for me, it's a safeguard for them. And growing up in the Rātana faith, like, we have, like, this thing that when you get christened or baptized or your iri, you finally get your powers. And your powers is matua tama wairua tapu minga nera pono me te mangai. And that is going to be the one thing that you can always go back to when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're angry, when you're in a stupid mood, whatever. You're always going to have that with you.
Yeah.
Even when mum and dad can't be with you, you might be over traveling somewhere across the world, and you just, that's your superpower.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that'll make you toe.
Yeah.
That's why I want my babies to be iri. But his thing is like, well, they're going to be that anyway, because they can go to anyone, they can come to me, they can come to you. I'm like, yeah, but what if they can't?
Yeah, no, they can. But I can't let my kids be iri because I feel like before they're even able to make any decisions, you're already putting that narrative on them that you're going to be this.
Right.
And I don't mind tohi, pure, all those type of things where it's just a cleanse, but not to say this is you.
Right.
That's what I disagree
struggle
with.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's
Which is
why.
interesting because the idea is the same. Like the same as a pure, the same as a tohi, you're still being cleansed. But we just use it as like our little superpowers.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like this is I feel like a lot of people have these dilemmas.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because we live in
course.
such a beautiful world, but what I love most is you're both Maori.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I have
Yeah.
a girlfriend of mine who's Maori Pākehā, and then her husband is Samoan, and they had a lot of like cultural, religious dilemmas on how they were eventually going to raise their babies. And I feel like that was quite interesting because they came from two different cultures, whereas yours, like, you're both Maori and still having this. And I think that's really important to show people, like, you know what I mean? Like, that these
Just
are...
Oh man,
last
that changes marae to marae.
Oh, yeah.
Iwi.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't-
Our hapu, our whānau.
Yeah.
It's so different. But just last week, one of my friends who is in the same situation, she's a... didn't grow up morihu, only knew morihu when she met her partner, and her partner is like me, born and bred in Ratana Pa. Everything we do is whakamoemiti, iwa, blah, blah, blah. And I asked her, I was like, how did you go about that? Because I know that you're staunch tohi, pure, all of those things, and he's staunch morihu. How did you, because they have babies. Yeah, and then they were like, we just did both.
Right.
Yep. On the same day, we just did both. In the morning, we go and do a tohi, and then in the afternoon, it's iri time.
Do they, and has it worked for them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's not like about my way is better than yours.
No, yeah.
Or my way is the right way and your way is the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's just making sure that both get that closure and your baby is super safe. Because you get a tohi and a iri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's such a hard, like, I can't relate to this conversation necessarily being morihu and then being so vehemently like, that doesn't make me comfortable. But I know, like, coming from a Tongan perspective, like, Christianity is so embedded. And I know my mum's not Tongan, my dad's Tongan, and she really struggled with the fact that I had to be baptized because my granddad was like, no Finau kid is gonna go live this world without being baptized. And for him, like, I know my mum really struggled with it. And now I look at it and I'm like, I humanize him a little bit better because I'm like, oh, he just wanted me to be safe. And for him, is like, his God made him safe. So he wanted to make sure that his legacy of babies, his babies, and their babies will always be protected by someone he thought would be their protector. And most of us we don't abide by Christian faith, but I know, like, that's that love. And, like, I think that's a really beautiful thing, right? Is like, you just want some form of protection for your babies.
Yeah.
But it's like, what does that look like on different sides when people have different ideas of, like, who we are and what comes above us or whatever. It's a hard one.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah.
My mum, she's actually Catholic.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh my God. Whoa. You guys, this was like a whole nother ingredient into the pot.
My mum.
Wow.
So people
one
think
side of
when
the
you're
river's
from
this, one side of
yeah,
the-
people think when you're from Wanganui you're instantly ratana.
Right.
But along the whole Wanganui River, besides Mamarai, it's all Catholic. Because the missionaries went down the river, you see.
So does she still identify as a Catholic?
Yep, she's still, I mean, she's not like a practicing Catholic.
She's a practicing morihu for
She's
sure.
a practicing, yeah. So all her life she was Catholic, but lived and bred ratana, morihu, everything to do with ratana faith.
Wow.
Yeah. But because she was whāngai to her grandparents who lived in Ratana and her parents were living on the Wanganui River, it was her parents who were like her biological dad. He was the one that wanted her to be Catholic.
Right.
Because that's something that he thought would protect her and make her feel safe. Yeah. Because it made him,
You still have family that are Catholic?
Yeah, my whole mum's side is all Catholic.
Wow.
Yeah. Except for us who brought up in Ratana.
That's funny,
Yeah. But everyone in Wanganui is all Catholic.
Boy, I'd love to be on that dinner table. Like, to have those comments. I feel like a lot of people get scared with religion at the dinner table.
Yeah.
But I love it. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, let's understand how we believe and, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think if you just approach it respectfully.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but the thing is, so much religion is like, that's like you said before, instead of being Maori, you are morihu. It's kind of your identity.
Yeah.
So when you like have disagreements with their church, then you're disagreeing with who they are, kind of thing, which is hard to navigate your way around.
Right.
I'm lucky that I've come into a whānau that are really accepting of me and who I am as a person, and like
That's beautiful.
they know how unwavering.
You're like,
yeah.
I'm here.
Nah,
There's
but-
no way.
I will say though, like when we first got together, he was just like, no, no,
No deal. None.
no, God, I'm an atheist.
I wasn't an atheist.
But you're acting like one. Nah, but he was just like so close-minded. I felt like that's what it felt like from my end.
Right, yeah.
Super close-minded to what I was trying to explain to him. But he's come quite a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Nah.
but how do you have those conversations safely with each other?
I think you just have to always go into it with an open mind.
Yeah.
You've
And
got
a
to face it.
sensitive
Eh?
heart.
Yeah.
Does it hurt you at all when people do talk about the fact that it does stem from a god, from a being, from a,
Yeah.
a book
Yeah.
that has caused so much hurt in Aotearoa? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Not really.
Yeah, right. No, that's fine. Yeah.
Nah, I don't let anyone else's whakaaro influence my own.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it came to us in a very, very sad way.
Yeah.
I won't, like, takahi on that, but for what it's done for me and my whānau,
Yeah.
only ever good things have come out of it. I've come out of it.
Perfection.
Yeah. My whānau, we're loving. Yeah. That's the only thing.
I feel like both things can be true at the same time, right? I feel like oftentimes we have to like make a decision, but I'm like, can't all these things be true? That they
Yeah.
could have been hurt, but they could have been also beauty from it.
Yeah.
And like that's the reality of this, right? Is like it gifted you this, but it also gifted other people a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Right?
I think
The way you
being
look at
young, when I was younger, and getting fed false narratives, I think, getting fed like a poorly informed version of it
Right.
from activists that were Maori that
Yeah.
are just all in, and because we were in the reclamation generation
Yeah.
of our deal, it was all back against Pākehā, where it was like, fuck the white book, fuck the people that come off that book,
Yeah.
and everything about it made me diddy, about the Bible, about their way of life, and so coming into this relationship and having my eyes open to the beauties of how it can be for a community, because there's no right or wrong way about going about your community.
Absolutely.
And if it works for you, who am I to come from the other side of the world, pretty
Yeah.
much, which is the East Coast or the West Coast, and then tell them that this is all fucked. So that's been something that I think growing up I've learned a little bit more compassion towards those different circumstances. But on top of that, it's just trying to stay open-minded and stay learning.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, because like if you close your gates off like I did, to that's not right, that's not the way to go about it, then you're stuck. Hey, literally physically stuck in your way.
Yeah.
And there's no way to expand to move from there.
And
And
that's
then
so important.
and then what happens? Now you're just angry at this, and I don't get to experience Che if I stayed that way.
Yeah.
You know? So it would be like I missed out on my love of my life because I was so covered in wrong information.
But it's really hurt, right?
Yeah, it's mama.
It's mama.
That's what it is.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think like that's fundamentally what this is about.
Yeah.
Is like trying to figure out ways to like in a healthy, safe way have these conversations and not like project our hurt.
Yeah, that's what
You
I was
know?
projecting.
Yeah. Because we
Yeah.
all do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the amount of
Oh
times
my
I'm like,
God.
I'm being the ugliest version of myself, and I have to sit back and I'm like, oh, I'm projecting.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it. I'm not a fan. You know,
Yeah.
like I think like fundamentally it's just hurt and pain and trying to like find ways
Yeah.
to heal from it.
There's a few things about in specific Pākehā religion that I really like. So I really growing up liked the idea of heaven.
Oh right, yes, yeah.
Because I was such a lost kid and didn't know my path in life, I felt like if you're got this one goal and you know for it to be true, you know, and you know you just want to go back to iho, that's where you want to make it, then your whole life you've got this place to go.
Yeah.
So you're going on this journey and you're doing everything the right way to make it here. But for me, like, it could be fucking I wake up in the Matrix.
Yep.
Like, like I've got so much options
Yeah.
that I don't know where I'm going to go, or why would I do this if I don't know it's going to happen like this. So I think the clarity of religion can be a cool factor for some people.
Yeah.
Obviously the values, there's awesome values, and then there's some that don't match me. But I like that. I like that there's a solid journey for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a real place that they
A
really...
real place.
Whenever I talk to my nana is going to be 90 in September, and she's just like the
Wow.
angel of my life. True Tongan queen.
Yeah.
And she's just so not afraid of dying. Like, to her, she's
Yeah.
just going to return to her home. Like, that's her in her mind.
Yeah.
And like, whenever we talk about it, like, there's obviously a lot of hurt and like fear that one day she won't be with us, to experience just the beauty and joy of her existence. But I feel like whenever she talks about it, it's just like, I'm just returning home. And I love that. And I feel like I don't have that, because it's like, I do think faith is a gift. Like, you either have the gift or you just don't have it. And I feel like to believe in something so wholeheartedly, whatever it may be, like to truly believe it but not have something tangible to feel, like, I think that is elite. That's dope.
I'm too much of a skeptic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
too
his
much.
mind just goes too far.
Yeah.
It's like he needs a line.
Yeah. But
on.
I think that's why whakapono Māori fits me so well, because I can see tāne. I can feel the rākau. I can feel tāwhiri on my
Yeah,
skin.
which is
I can
so
swim with
interesting.
tangaroa.
Yeah.
Those things
Yeah.
are real and tangible to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every time, like, I see them. I
Yeah.
literally see them. I feel them. I feel the riri in me, that atua. I feel I feel the mama. I feel the sadness. I feel the koa. I feel the peace. Those
All
are
of those
all
things.
those atua talking through me at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So those are real to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why when, like, I try to relate to being Mōrehu, I couldn't find out, like, I was like, well,
Just doesn't feel natural.
well, who do you know is the one person that can do absolutely everything in the world? Do you know? Beyonce, exactly. Okay, but is she white?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, she can't be everything.
No.
She can't just be everything.
Yeah.
And that's what Iho is. He's everything.
He's everything.
And I was like,
doesn't make
no,
sense.
I was like, there's no one. I was like, yeah, they can't be true. Yeah. Like, it can't be, because I just don't like that somebody has that much power. It's too overpowered for me.
Yeah.
I like people having vulnerability and being imperfect. I like the idea of imperfect.
Me too.
Probably because we can't chase it.
I guess it's also like shared, right?
Yeah.
You know what? Tahu shared a story with us yesterday that had like us and the team behind the scenes, like really like in our feels about the stingray.
Oh, yeah.
That was like, and that's why I feel like those, like, that's real for you, yet that's real for you. And like, I feel like that was so powerful for you to share. When you shared it, we were all like, oh, we got goosebumps. Like, and that obviously shows you like that was something tangible to hold on to, right?
Yeah. I think whatever you believe in, somehow you make contact with it.
Yeah.
Like, you find a way to be in touch with it. Whatever you truly believe in, you know?
Yeah.
Who
Whatever
knows
it may
what it is?
be.
Because I feel the same way he feels his atua Māori, or our atua Māori.
Yeah.
His tangaroa, his tāwhiri mātia, his tāne, whatever, is the same way I feel ihoa. It like burns inside of me how much I feel like that's how much, like I'm getting teary-eyed right now, how much I just believe that he is
So
like,
real.
my main man.
And I've done heaps to try and open up. No, not that I've been trying to like push you away from it, but I've like negated everything.
Everything. He's like a but.
Yeah, but and it hasn't varied at all. So that's where I know.
Nah, I think it has varied.
Not that much.
Nah, see, before we first got together, I didn't know anything. Like, I didn't care about anything. But now that we're doing like the mahi that we do with Papamaki and Kokadai, that has really opened my mind up. So even though I'm still iwa hard, I'm still mindful that of everything that's around me and that my atua Māori are still in me as well.
Yeah.
But they're in me through iwa.
I love that.
That's how I see it.
But at the end of the day, what really is, what you're both saying is like, believe what you want to believe.
Whakapono, man.
Yeah, and believe in it with your whole heart, with your whole
Yeah.
chest. And then just find a way to like navigate those conversations the safest way possible, which it's hard sometimes, right? But that's like human existence, human life. Sometimes it's hard, but I love that. I love how passionate you are. Like I love that. And I love that that's a faith and gift that you have in your life that brings you so much joy. The fact that it's bringing you to tears, like that's so beautiful. Like I love that.
It could be that, or it could be just that I'm excited that my little brother's coming today.
all the things. Oh my God, amazing.
The stars are aligning.
Yeah. We have to wrap up.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Jay. I really enjoyed this conversation. I feel like every episode I'm like, oh, we can keep on talking because these are such important topics. And I just think the way you've like shared this is like really beautiful. And although I don't have the same faith as you, I feel like I've learned a little bit more. And I love that this exists.
Believe more.
I believe that you believe it.
Yeah.
And I love that for you.
Bye.
And I hope we can talk more about it because it's so beautiful.
Of course.
Lovely way to wrap up.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Find your belief, everyone.
Thank you. See you next episode.
Ka kite.
Ka kite ana.